Hey, abundant parents, it's Leah. In this video, I have Lauren joining us. She is the creator of I Am Journal, this amazing journal that helps you create accountability in your own life to help you show up, set those intentions to manifest daily. We talk about how to do this as a busy parent, making that time to manifest. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also, please subscribe. I do post a new video at least once a week. Hey, Abundant Parents, it's Leah. Welcome to the Abundant Parent Community Workshops. This month we have Lauren with I Am Journal, and I'm so excited. She's here to talk to us not just all about the amazing work that she's done with her journal, but to kind of teach us a little bit about manifestation with the law of attraction and what that means for your parenting time and what that means for you as a parent. So Lauren, would you mind kind of taking it away and sharing with us?
Absolutely. So let me kind of back up a little bit because I don't want to assume that anyone understands the law of attraction. And I'll just talk about it super, super high level, just for the purpose of today's workshop, since we have a limited time together. Essentially, what the law of attraction is all about is it means that you have the power to create the life you experience, good or bad. And you do this with the power of your thoughts, your feelings, your actions, and your faith. And really one of the underlying principles of the law of attraction, and I know you talk about this a lot, is like attracts like. So, you don't want to focus on what's lacking in your life or what's currently there. You want to focus and live as if you're already that person that has whatever it is you desire. So that's really the law of attraction, buttoned up into like a little 2-minute explanation there
It
out there.
really is based in science for those of you who are really kind of like fact people who like to know the science behind things. You really don't have to look any further than quantum physics and this idea that everything is energy. That even goes so far as your mind, and what your mind thinks is also a form of energy. So it's pretty cool when you get down to the science of it.
Absolutely. It's amazing. I mean, because your subconscious mind accepts what you say and what you write as truth. So the way I've designed the I Am Journal is to really help you reprogram your subconscious mind with the way you write. And we'll go into some more of those exercises later to help you put in a really quick and simple, parent-friendly, manifestation daily routine.
Absolutely. I've been using it. I got mine a couple weeks ago, and the very immediate takeaway that I got from it was that so you're kind of setting your intention in the morning, and then you're kind of revisiting the evening, but so much more in depth than that. But my takeaway was that I was able to see how much setting my intention in the day was impacting how my day was going, and it was hard to ignore.
It's huge. And really that's just to share like a story about the genesis behind this is I created it because I became a parent and my life basically turned upside down once I became a mother. I'm sure everyone else listening to this can relate. You have this identity before you're a mom and you're really investing in that identity. It's what you worked really hard for, whether it's your career or it's passions and hobbies you're pursuing your personal time. And then you become a mom and you're grumpy because you're not getting sleep and you feel so lost. And I felt like such a loss of identity, and I just wasn't giving my best self to my child. I wasn't waking up joyful every day. Like I lost like this total like positive outlook that I used to have, and I just wasn't showing up as this joyful parent I wanted to be. And I also wanted to be able to inspire our children to know, like, hey, if you put your mind to it, have the faith, and take intentional actions, you can create whatever you want for your life. I mean, what parent doesn't want to, lead by example and show their children that and help them do that in their own life, right?
Absolutely. And I think that's also a piece that we often forget, is that we are modeling for our children intentionally through what we do, but we're also modeling for them unintentionally. And that goes with sacrificing and not making time for yourself and not doing things that lift yourself up, because then you're modeling for them that they too need to sacrifice for other people, and not necessarily always doing what's best for them in an effort to try to make everyone else happy.
Absolutely. And I think it's so important because I think sometimes people think, oh, the law of attraction, I'm a busy parent, I pour so much of myself into my family and that's the way it should be. Is it selfish for me to take time to manifest a desire I have for my own life? And I can say, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this too. It's absolutely not selfish to do that. And here are a few reasons why. Because when you become a parent, like we talked about, you really, a lot of your dreams get put on the back burner. Or maybe you had a really maybe you're like wanted to always take like watercolor lessons or something. And then you had children, you're like, where'd my free time go? Oh, that's right, I don't have any anymore. But then life slows down and you start to have some more free time. And it's really just about like, because you pour so much of yourself and your own energy into your family. And if you're pouring from an empty cup, like so many people talk about in our world, you don't have anything else to give. And you're feeling unhappy and you're feeling unfulfilled and you're not leading by example, like we're just talking about, and you're not the parent that you want to be ultimately. And secondly, you can really inspire your children by your actions. Like I have to say, one of the coolest moments in this journey to creating the I Am Journal, I mean, I've had so many amazing milestones and accomplishments I'm so proud of and lives I've impacted. But my daughter one day, she was looking over my shoulder and I was watching someone's Instagram story where they were doing like a little quick mini review and talking about how much they're enjoying the journal. And my daughter looks at me and she said, "Mommy, you are so talented." And that just hit me right to the heart. I'm like, oh my gosh, like, it doesn't get better than that, to know that like, wow, my child sees the work I'm putting into something. They know I'm passionate about it and they're seeing the result. And what more can you ask for as a parent? So first of all, it helps you put some focus back on you and your dreams, because you're still a person too who deserves to be fulfilled and pursue your passions in your own life. And secondly, it helps you lead by example for your family. And I'd love to hear your thoughts and examples you have with your children too.
I know myself also being out there on the World Wide Web, putting myself out there, I do get the same response from my kids. It's really funny. I've seen them. I made the mistake of mentioning to them like, oh, I had a post that went like baby viral. And I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this post reached like 4,000 people. And so I noticed my younger daughter keeps asking me how many posts or how many people my posts are reaching. And so it's taught me that, in my excitement, it was like, oh my gosh, baby viral. But then I was like, whoa, like that's not really what this is about. This is about making sure I'm connecting with and helping people. And so I've made a point to reframe how I talk about my business with my kids and say, even if I just had 3 people following and one of that person walked away with a message that improved their dynamic with their family, then that's really the important piece. But absolutely, it's this idea that sacrificing is not always the best, because you're teaching your children to become adults that sacrifice. And by loving yourself and by modeling that you can be a healthy, balanced adult, you're teaching your children how to take time when they are adults for their family and for their work and for themselves. It's all, these are the very beginning building blocks of what kind of adult they will become themselves. And it all starts with you.
Absolutely. And really, I've read so many studies where it says like the first 7 years of your child's life really shape a lot of their mindset and their behaviors. So it's never too early to start talking to your kids about this. So for example, we have a 3-year-old son. And the other day he saw some other younger siblings at my daughter's school when we went to go pick her up, riding scooters. He said, "Mommy, I want a scooter." I said, "Okay, that's great. I would love for you to have a scooter. Let's talk about ways you can earn money to save up for that scooter." So just yesterday we were home together. He doesn't have preschool on Mondays. And he said, "Mommy, I went to go weed the yard and clean the yard for some money for my scooter." I said, "Great, but do this. This sounds awesome." So here I am, like nearly 6 months pregnant, like leaning down my son, putting like a little butterfly bucket with him. But it really taught him that like, okay, this is what I want, and I have action steps. I know how to get it. And then, so like an hour after we finished the weeding, we went to our daughter's school, to his sister's school, to pick her up from kindergarten. And I said, "William," I said, "just think, really soon one of these days, you're gonna be riding your scooter up to the school to go pick up your sister." And he's got the biggest smile on his face, because early in the day we were like looking at pictures of the scooter he wants. He picked out the color he wants. So really, he's 3 years old. I was helping him visualize what he wants, talk about action steps to take, and really positively reinforcing what he's doing. So it's never too young to start with your children.
And I love the story because it really makes you realize how disempowering it is for you to just do things for your kids and buy things for your kids without giving them that time to have the vision, see that there are steps they can take to put themselves out onto their path, to make the vision meet them on the path and get ultimately what they've envisioned. So this is amazing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So what other questions can I answer for you that you think your community would love to hear about and learn more about?
I think something that my community really struggles with, and you guys can all ask your questions on the Facebook group as well, like any of your specific questions. This is a great place to do this when we're done with this workshop. But I think a lot of us really struggle with making time to do these self-care practices, and we think about, oh yes, it would be lovely to do our journaling and to do our manifesting and visualizations and meditation or yoga or whatever the self-love item may be. But can you talk to us a little bit more about how, maybe even specific examples of how you take the time to incorporate all of this into your really busy parenting schedule? Because I know you have 2 kids and 1 on the way, and you're able to do this. So please shine your light.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh, this is something I'm so passionate about talking to other parents about, because sometimes I'll get comments. I'm pretty active on Instagram, and sometimes I'll get comments from people saying, wait a minute, you expect me to journal and do a quick meditation every day? I don't have time to do that. I'm working, the job. I have kids of my own, how do you expect me to do this? And so my first reaction is always, if it matters to you, you will make time for it. So you really have to find your why. You can't just like listen to all these, personal development and self-help leaders talk to you about the importance of meditation and journaling and having a self-care practice. You have to find your why. So I think you really need to discover, okay, what's my intention for doing this? Do I want to just start my day more joyfully? Is there something I want to manifest into your life? So I would just kind of like reverse engineer a little bit, find out your why. Why does this matter to you? Why is this so important? Because when you have your why, then you will absolutely make the time for it. So just starting at that level. And then secondly, I would say, I think sometimes there's a misconception that it takes like an hour's worth of yoga, or you have to sit in your meditation pillow for an hour long to reap the benefits. We absolutely don't. And let's face it, like as parents, we have to be realistic about our self-care routines. And you can't beat yourself up if you miss a day or two, because your kid wakes up super early. That happens to me often. I feel like no matter how early I wake up, we've got this little rooster down the hall from us that I feel like as soon as I crack open my journal some mornings, he comes like sputtering in. And sometimes, I'll have him sit down next to me and talk about what I'm doing and why it's important. Involve your children and just find a practice that works for you. Find something quick and easy. That was the point of the I Am Journal being so quick to do every day. It's just like 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes at night. If I meditate at night, I'm a happy camper. I used to love to meditate in the morning. Doesn't really happen so much these days. With a full crazy routine. Yes, I say number 1, find your why. That way it'll matter to you. You will make time for it. You'll wake up. Like I set my alarm like 15 minutes earlier than I really need to get up just to make sure I do some self-care routine. Number 2, find a practice that's really simple for you, that's easy to do. Number 3, don't beat yourself up when you have to skip days, because at the end of the day, you want to be a present parent. You can't just like shut your children out of your bedroom saying, sorry, honey, I'm meditating for 45 more minutes. You can't disturb me.
I don't know. That might be a good idea some days. No.
Well, Jean.
I don't know. I know how it is even when I have to go like use the bathroom and they're like sliding fingers and little notes under the door. And it's like, I've been in here for 35 seconds.
Yes. I think you had talked about, I was listening to a video you did with someone else. You found like a 1-minute breathing meditation that you do in the car. And guys, there are so many great, if you just go to YouTube and like search for like 5-minute meditation, I have so many like saved. I can definitely send you some to share.
I actually also recorded one that I think I shared it in the group recently, that it's just 1 minute of breathing, that it's so simple that after you've done it the first time, you can guide yourself through it. So if you're in carpool lane, picking your kids up, if you're at a stoplight, you can maybe, like some stoplights are pretty long, so you could at least maybe get 30 seconds of a breathing meditation in. But Lauren, definitely post in the group later any of the extra meditations you have.
I'll share some of my favorite 5-minute ones. Yeah, you can really condense it and make it work for a really busy parenting schedule, yet also have it be super, super effective. It's amazing what happens when you just start your day with intention. Just have some sort of 5-minute self-care practice, whether it's journaling, meditation, some breathing exercises. Whatever resonates with you, you will be able to find a quick way to squeeze it in, I promise you.
And honestly, even I've noticed that, yes, having 45 minutes to do self-care practice is amazing, but I've reaped the benefits from even doing a 1-minute meditation. It's just, it's more that mindfulness of taking that time to reset yourself that can make all the difference in the world. Sometimes it's even when my kids are in the throngs of a tantrum and I think I want to join in on their chaos, and I'm like, hold up. And I just take, it's like, mommy needs a timeout, and I'll go to my bedroom, I'll go to the bathroom, I'll just breathe for like 30 seconds. And it completely changes how I can deal with my kids going through their own chaos. And then just,
Absolutely. I definitely go into, I know we want to talk about just like some specific exercises you can do daily to really put the law of attraction into action for your life too. So I can definitely go into that later as well.
and I love to, in your book, sorry, I keep going back to the book, everybody, but I do love the book. In the couple weeks that I've been doing it, you do say, 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes in the evening, but I have actually like a massive cold right now. I don't know why it's not coming through nasally, but it's like I can feel it all throughout my face. And so I was super, super tired last night, and I didn't really want to do my evening journaling, but so I ended up doing it, but I just didn't give as much time to it. And I was literally able to complete my evening journaling in like a minute. So I still got it done. I was still able to reflect on my day, but because conditions weren't really allowing me to get the full 5-minute experience of it, I still reaped benefits from just taking the time to do it at all.
Absolutely. No, I'm happy to hear that. Certainly the intention, because you're not always gonna have the energy at the end of the day. I can certainly relate to that. It's almost
I'm like, my face. It's just my face.
So I'm just looking over my notes because I'm a notes person, and as we discussed earlier, the pregnant brain struggle is real. I'm sure many of you can remember that or relate to that. So let's just talk about maybe just like, I want to give some people some really tangible, daily, quick, simple, parent-friendly exercises that they can start doing every single day to really start putting the law of attraction into action for their life. So if you want me to just dive into a few of those.
I do. Hold up, because my AC kicked back on, so I'm having a hard time hearing you with my old computer. So hold on. All right. Just keeping it real, everybody. Keeping it real. Okay, yes. Now I totally want to hear about really specific exercises that we can take away and do as soon as this video is done playing.
Absolutely. So the I Am Journal is obviously great for this because it has guided writing prompts every day. You can just take a blank journal and start doing the stuff I'm going to share with you right now. I'm just a really big believer, and science supports this, like the power of your writing to really reprogram your subconscious mind and become like this super attractor in your life.
And I don't know if you know about this, but I actually have a nonprofit called Little Legacies where I bring in writing workshops to kids with life-altering conditions and give them writing as a tool that they can take into adulthood. And it is amazing to watch the connection that kids take away from this tool, not only from the element that this is something private that they can write in the journal and it's just for them. So it's like the very early stages of that self-love practice of doing something just for you, but to see how their brain connects to the writing and how it makes really big impact in their life. And so I'm a huge proponent of journaling and writing to make impact in your mind. And there's so much of it subconsciously that's happening that you don't realize.
Absolutely. No, I love it. You just shared it. It's the power of writing is real, people. So let me go into some really good, quick, simple, easy, like journaling writing prompts that you can do in maybe like 5 minutes or less every single day. So number one, you always want to start with a clear intention for what you want to manifest. The universe like responds to specificity. And so, but you also really want to tie into a feeling. Because let's say you want to start a business. You've always had the itch to be an entrepreneur, and you feel like you have a little more time now. Maybe you have like all your kids in school, so you have those free hours during the day. But if you tell like the universe, like, oh, I think I want to start a business one day. Can you help me out with that? You need to be more specific. So you need to figure out what you want and then attach it to a feeling. Because when you have a feeling to it, you're going to get excited about it. You're going to create that momentum. And really, again, the whole energy concept, like attracts like. So in the journal, I walk people through creating what I call a burning desire statement. So it really tells the universe what you intend to manifest, and you're writing it as if it's already a reality. Really just want to be very, very clear about what you intend to manifest. Just have that in your mind, and that way you can start your day with intention. So that's number one. So you want to write that down, what you're intending to manifest. Typically, I like to just manifest one big thing at a time. I know everyone's different about that. I like to focus all my energy and my actions behind one big thing that I feel like will just create like this amazing like fullness in my life. This brings so much joy to my life. That's just me personally. Secondly, just write down positive I am affirmations, because I don't know if a lot of I feel like you guys have had a lot of talk about like the power of positive self-talk and how to heal yourself through your self-talk. That is the truth. Like, just one day, just try to be more mindful about what you're saying after your I ams, because what you tell yourself after your I ams becomes your reality. So let's say maybe you want to be a better public speaker, maybe you want to be a teacher on a bigger stage. But if you tell yourself like, oh, I'm a horrible public speaker, you're not going to get any better, because because you start to accept that as a truth, right? So let's say you want to improve on your speaking. So you would like start writing these powerful I am affirmations as if they're already a reality. So you'd write down, I am a powerful public speaker. You know, I am wonderful at connecting with audiences on a big stage and sharing so many valuable lessons with them. And I love to also like include an I am affirmation has a feeling to it. So it's like, I am feeling grateful for the opportunity to impact so many lives through my public speaking career. So really just, 2 or 3 of them a day. And it's amazing when you start your day like with these I am affirmations and you're writing them down. It's amazing how much you'll find yourself repeating them back to yourself throughout the day.
It's really funny too that you bring up the public speaking piece, because I actually am just preparing a post that I'm going to be recording this week that's all about how much I've struggled with putting my face on so much that I do, and I've had to use my dog's so noisy. I've had to do a lot of I am statements about why I'm putting my face out there, why I'm putting my face on all the abundant parent stuff, why I'm doing videos, and I'm realizing that it's as hard as it is to understand, putting your face out there is less about your own ego and much more about that's the platform that people connect with you. They connect through you. And so a lot of this for me has been about the public speaking. So I've had to do things about how like I am a good public speaker because I've been worried about being a good public speaker. I've had to write I am comfortable public speaking because I really have struggled with that. I had to do a lot of practice to get even to where I am now with my videos. And it feels so uncomfortable at first when it's an I am statement that you're struggling with the most. Don't you find that at first it's a struggle, but the more that you say it, just like practicing it with the book, like you practice it with the book, the more that you write it, the more that you say it, the more naturally those vibrations flow.
Absolutely. Because what's cool about that, and I'll go into this a little bit too, is like it really just creates this huge momentum because in order for you to manifest something, you have to be that. You attract what you are. I think Wayne Dyer said it best. He's like, you attract who you are and what you are. And that's so true. Like attracts like. So when you start really owning those I am statements, you're like, yeah, I am a powerful public speaker. Guess what's going to happen to your confidence the next time you rehearse a speech or get up on stage? You're going to be phenomenal. And whereas if you're telling yourself, oh, I'm feeling really nervous, or I'm not a great speaker, who am I to be selected to do this? Why am I doing this? You're going to go up there and not feel good about your performance because it's not going to be to your best ability. So really it just helps you get in that vibration like, yeah, I am that person, because then you can really start to think like, okay, if I am this really amazing, compelling, powerful public speaker, what would I be doing? What would that version of me be doing? Oh yeah, I should probably be like practicing my talk. Maybe I should be joining my local Toastmasters and going to their meetings once a week and getting more practice and being around all these like-minded people who really want to develop their public speaking skills. You really start to think on a whole nother level, and it will take you to a whole new place. And like when you reflect on where you've been, like 6 months from today, if you start doing this, you'll be amazed at the progress you make. So definitely, I am affirmations are key. I'm so glad. Thank you so much for that example. That's really powerful.
It is.
And then all action. You have to put the law of attraction into action. That's one thing I feel like is missing from a lot of law of attraction material out there. So you just need to release your intentional, then just let it flow back to you. You have to work for it. And there's something so magical that happens when you really start to take 3 action steps every single day that will get you that much closer to manifesting that desire. Because little by little, you will start to see your goal becoming closer and closer in sight to you. You'll feel so much like you have so much more power over it too. Like, yeah, I actually am like creating this life that I want to experience and manifesting this life that I desire and deserve. So it's really, really powerful. And there's just something amazing that happens. Like when you tell the universe, like, yeah, I'm serious and I'm signing up for this course. or I am putting myself out there and I'm going to accept this speaking opportunity at this conference I would love to be an important part of.
Well, and then also just another example for me is when I first started my business, I really struggled with finding that balance between responding to clients and to people on my media sites constantly and being present with my kids. So something I should say is I am a present parent and I am present with my children. And it became something really important to me because I felt like I was distracted. And what I found was by making a concerted effort, walking out on my path to become the present parent that I wanted to be for my kids, I found that I was making more time to really segregate work time and responding to social media and responding to clients' texts, and then having that time where I was just present for my kids and not constantly checking in on my phone and looking at every single text that rang through. So it doesn't have to even be these really larger goals. I mean, this I am statement can even help you in your daily personal life.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Like, I love that. Such a powerful example, because there's so many things that like are seemingly little to manifest in your life that can make a huge difference in your happiness, and just how your life works. So definitely write down like 3 intentional action steps. Do your I am affirmations, write your burning desire statement, what you intend to manifest, put it out there so you start your day every day with intention. Then the last 2 things, just practice gratitude. Write down 3 things you're grateful for every day. That makes such a big difference. And finally, just write. I love to tell people, just journal as if. Write about your day as if your burning desires are already reality. Write about how that feels to have that dream already reality in your life. And that's actually the last writing prompt I have in the evening ritual section of the I Am Journal. And what's so powerful about journaling as if is, it reprograms your subconscious mind, and then you fall asleep thinking like, yeah, my day really was wonderful, because the more you do it, it seems strange at first, like we talked about the I am affirmations, because there's going to be a huge disconnect, but it just lets you imagine and tap into that feeling, that emotion. It just drives you that much further. Wow, that does feel amazing to have that in my life. I'm going to keep working towards that. That was really great. Those are my 5 things. And really, I know we talked about for longer than 5 minutes. They just take 5 minutes.
And I love the last bit, the last bit that you just spoke about, the writing as if, because that's actually something I was doing before I was introduced to the I Am journal. Is I was journaling every night and basically writing as if I was doing a journal entry, as if I had already lived the day that I was writing about. And it was really keeping me uplifted. And I loved that was also still a part of the exercises.
Yeah. Thank you so much for this time today. This has been such a pleasure to talk to you about this. I feel like it was such like kindred, like parenting spirits with all of these things.
Thank you so much for being here today. I feel like we all have some really great takeaways to really start using writing as a manifesting tool for us, and then some also really great takeaways. I know that your website is not actually I Am Journal. What is your website again?
Yeah, so it's inkandinkco.com. I can include a comment if people want to go check it out, because I have a lot of good information there about how manifestation journaling actually works.
Yes.
Just more about kind of the science and the faith-based component behind that.
And we will post Lauren's website in the Facebook group. It'll also be in the bottom portion of the YouTube video when I post that. So you will be able to find her, but it's thinkandinkco.com. That is where she has the I Am Journal available.
Well, thank you again, Leah. This has been so fun.
Thanks for being here. And everybody, please ask your questions. Lauren and I both just love the law of attraction. We know so much. So post your questions in the group. We will be sure to address them. And Lauren, thank you so much for being here. I so appreciate your time, and we will see everybody soon.
Absolutely. Bye, guys. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you so much for watching. I know your time can be limited and valuable. Lauren was a guest on the Abundant Parent membership. Each month, I bring in an expert in their field, giving you tips and tools to be the best parent that you can be, the most healed parent that you can be. To find all of those workshops, you can go to theabundantparent.com and click on the tab that says membership. Thank you so much, and I'm wishing you a day full of light, love, and abundance.